What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the 570 Experience. On today's video, I actually want to talk about depreciation of your vehicle. Depreciation affects all of us. We want to know that when we buy a vehicle, that the vehicle is going to last, that the vehicle is going to be worth something, that the vehicle is going to, pay dividends. So when the end of that life of the vehicle, if it does cost you in maintenance to keep it on the road, is the maintenance worth paying to keep that vehicle on the road, or is the vehicle at that point just a liability, and is it going to nickel and dime you to death to the point where you're going to get rid of that vehicle? So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, mind you, I'm in a position now with my career that I don't necessarily buy vehicles that are not worth it anymore. I don't buy vehicles that are pieces of junk. I don't buy vehicles that I'm going to have to spend a whole lot of money to keep on the road. So, last couple cars have all been new. I always put money down on them to get the payments where I want them, and I usually pay them off early just because that's I have the ability to do that. I stay away from gap insurance. I stay away from car dealerships that try to sell me gap insurance. I'm not a fool. When a car dealership is trying to sell you gap insurance, are they trying to look out for you? In a sense, yes. But also in a sense, they know in the back of their mind they're selling you a car at a price that's not worth it. The price of that vehicle is going to depreciate so much in the course of you owning that car that it's really a risk driving. It's a risk that they're trying to figure out if you're willing to take, that you're willing to finance that vehicle for however many years. And is gap insurance worth it to you? To me, it's not. I don't buy vehicles that aren't worth it. I don't buy vehicles unless they're not only a good deal, because dealerships make a ton off of vehicles. If you knew how cheap it is to make a vehicle versus what they sell it to you for, your mind would be blown. But we don't live in China. We can't ride a bike to work. We need vehicles. Where I live, I need a four-wheel drive. So, I mean, there's all that cost that goes into it. So I take all that in consideration when I purchase a vehicle, and it doesn't matter if I'm spending $20,000, $30,000. I spent over 50 grand on this. It really doesn't matter how much the vehicle is. I take all that in consideration when I purchase a vehicle. So now let me talk to you guys about depreciation, because I was just recently shopping for another car. I'll show you pictures of it, and we'll bring it up for discussion. I just recently looked at a Mercedes-Benz ML63 AMG. Now, it's a 2014, so it is used, but it's certified used. All the work and maintenance that's been done on it is well documented. The vehicle has a very clean track record. Mainly, I wanted to drive and go look at this vehicle because I've never been in one before. So I wanted to see what all the hype was about. This one had the performance package. I'm going to show you some pictures of this vehicle here now. I'm not going to put the dealership on blast because I don't want to get that discussion about the dealership. It's actually a very good deal on the vehicle, but I want to leave them out of it. I just want to talk specifically about the car. I don't want to bring the dealership's name into this because I do like them. I don't think they were dishonest. I just think they have their opinions, and we'll discuss them now. So I go there, I look at this vehicle. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful SUV. It has the AMG package. It also has a performance package upgrade on the AMG package. So it comes with the better brakes. They also raised the top speed to 175, 180. Really doesn't matter, you know. You can't really drive 180 miles an hour wherever you're going around here anyways. But it does raise the horsepower from 518 to 550, and it is all-wheel drive. It's got a 7-speed, beautiful car. Has the adjustable ride control. You could put it in like Sport Plus mode and just let her rip, and I got into it a little bit. Tested it. I'm not gonna, buy a car that they won't let me drive beforehand. That's just not going to happen. So we took this thing out, and along the ride, the salesman is talking to me about owning a Mercedes and the difference between a standard Mercedes, and I'm not even talking about the classes of Mercedes, because C-Class Mercedes are entry-level Mercedes. We're all the way at the top. We're above E-Class. We're in the performance models of Mercedes-Benz, and that's what we're going to talk about, and that's where we're going to stay. And he was saying how sought after they are, how much they hold their value, how I wouldn't regret owning one of these, and the bells and the whistles. And I'm looking around the car, and it's got a beautiful interior, but that car had nothing a fully equipped Kia doesn't have. My car has every feature and more features than that Mercedes, other than the heated and cooled cup holders. The Mercedes has heated and cooled cup holders for the driver and passenger. Other than that, my vehicle had every amenity that you could think of. My vehicle also has a power liftgate. The Mercedes ML will automatically go down, but it won't open by itself. You have to click the button to unlock it, and then you have to go back there and actually lift it. And once you lift it a little bit, it'll go up by itself, but it's not full power. So that you got to take that in consideration. It's got the same thing: front and rear cameras, blind spot, impact warning, things like that. You're paying for the safety features of the Mercedes. He's like, "Oh, you got side curtains." Mine has side curtains. This and that, and my car has airbags in the seat belts for all the passengers. That car does not have that. No, the seats were nice. Mine's heated and cooled leather, just like those seats, but the bolstering on those seats were adjustable, and that feature was nice. But is that worth $110,000? Because that vehicle cost 4 years ago someone $110,000 plus for tax and registration and all that. That vehicle came to $110,000. So is that vehicle more than twice the vehicle that mine is? I spent a little money, got some upgrades, and my horsepower is comparable to that vehicle. That vehicle does a 12.625 mile, and mine's a low 13. So there's about a half a second difference on that. But honestly, I'm completely fine with that. I don't necessarily drive with my foot to the floor everywhere I go. It's my daily driver. If I need the power, it's there. But I don't necessarily need to drive 155 miles an hour wherever the hell I go. So as far as depreciation goes, and he was saying how Mercedes is worth it, and it'll pay for dividends well more than it would afford. Well, let's run the numbers here, because I wrote everything down. So my vehicle in 2016 cost me $50,000. That vehicle in 2014 cost $110,000. So fast forward, it's 2018, the end of 2018. My vehicle is worth today $30,000. That vehicle is worth today $43,000. So that vehicle in 4 years has lost a value of $67,000 in 4 years. So where does Mercedes make up for that? Where does the Mercedes name carry weight? Because you're not showing me that it carries weight. You're selling me a car for $43,000 that 4 years ago cost $110,000. So my vehicle over the course of 2 years has lost $20,000. So that's an average of $10,000 per year. Now my maintenance on this is meticulous. I have everything documented. It has and will run just as long or even longer than that Mercedes, and it's been proven. Again, if you haven't seen the EcoBoost torture test, I suggest you go watch that video. For those of you Mercedes people that will say, Mercedes will go 250,000 miles, so will this new EcoBoost. So will the drivetrain of this vehicle. So there's really not an argument. But where the argument lies is his expression of how he believes a Mercedes will be valued more compared to a Ford. That vehicle loses $16,750 a year just in depreciation. The payments don't even cover that. So I really don't understand where someone would come from. Now, if you got your own opinion, I would love to hear it in the comment section below. But I really Now, first of all, I love the vehicle. I'm actually still consider buying it. It's just going to make me think. The maintenance on that vehicle. And I talked to the guy. You know, I have a way of getting some information out of people because he said he had to put tires and brakes on it. Tires and brake pads and rotors for that car was over $7,000. I could do tires for 15, brakes and rotors, even slotted and drilled like the ones that are on there, for way less than that. Way less than that. So the maintenance is almost quadruple what it is of a Ford. So yeah, depreciation affects all of us, because when you buy a vehicle, you want to know that that vehicle is going to do you and your family right. And I really hope this video was inspirational to all of you, and I want to raise this for discussion. If I get enough feedback on this topic in the comment section, I might go live and do a live discussion on this video. But until then, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the 570 Experience. This is Josh, and leave your comments below. Hit that like button. We'll see you next time.